Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
Hey everybody, Keith Simpson here from Untitled Chapter. Just a quick chat about the wonderful community we live in here. As you guys know, we support the Oil Barons. We've joined the drive-in movie theater. We're involved in the marathon here in Fort McMurray, and make sure we're taking care of the kids and all the local businesses, all the local charities, and all the local foundations, guys. That's what makes it.
Stay where you're to till like home's where you're at. Or tune in again to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, and we are back. All right, we got a great guest today, return guest. We've actually been talking for the last hour, and we forgot to turn on the camera. So anyways, welcome to the conversation. As you know, I don't introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves. So on that note, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Hey, I'm Brandon Fulmer. I'm a bartender extraordinaire in Fort McMurray, Alberta.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
So you do much more than bartending, and like we were jumping around.
things.
Like I said, there was an hour long before, but we were talking about days off and what you do on your days off because you don't have very many of them. And then you told me something I didn't know. You said like, "Oh, I'm rehearsing." I said, "For what?" Tell everybody at home what you're rehearsing for.
Well, as you can see, I have a sweater on. Swamp Rat Experience. There's a new, I think it's their first production they're coming out with.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Right.
It's called Sweet Surrender.
Okay.
Keanu Theater. It's a farce set in the 1940s, and I'm really excited.
Okay. So explain. Give me a little. Like, don't ruin it.
No.
but
Okay. So
when is it happening? First and foremost. When's this going down?
It's happening in March.
Okay.
March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay.
And it's two famous singers, famously notorious for not liking each other, get booked into the same hotel suite of the Palm Springs Hotel.
Okay.
And during wartime era, where they're putting on a benefit in the hotel for raising money for the war effort and stuff.
Okay.
And so there's like bellhops and the manager of the hotel, these two singers and their secretaries. There's a reporter, whom of which I am playing.
Okay.
Ms.
Okay.
Dora Del Rio. And
Okay.
Yeah, she's quintessentially gossip reporter. And it's just really fun. It's all around fun. Every rehearsal is just laughter.
Awesome.
So much fun. So I'm excited for it.
So tell me about this theater group. I've never heard, like I like we were talking about before. I know that Keanu puts on 4 plays a year, and I try my best to go to them.
you.
I used to be a season ticket holder until COVID, yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
I know a lot
But
of people are.
there's other, I did not know that there was
There are
other
other
film
subsidiary
companies.
companies.
So
Yeah, like-
explain that to me.
Well, there's Swamp Rat,
Yeah,
and there's a theater just because,
right?
and there's also, oh geez, now I'm gonna forget them.
There, I think there's 3 or 4, and that's
Yeah,
okay if you
there's
don't remember all of them.
Symmetry also,
Yeah.
which is, yeah.
Explain the point of them to me, though. I don't understand.
Oh, just people.
Like in regards to why do you have more than one? Do you guys just have different visions
Different
and plays that you want to bring?
I think so. Honestly, I'm not on like the creative board for any of
Okay.
these companies. I just like happen to know some of the people that are really involved in everything, or the ones
Right.
that own them. Like my Hannah and Zen, and she's a director of the play that I'm in.
Yeah.
And she is the owner, and her husband Zenon are the owners of Swamp Rat Experience. So
Oh, okay, cool.
Keanu
actually-
Theater Company is the other one that you were thinking
Keanu,
of.
Yeah.
the big one.
The big one.
Yeah.
So are you as an actor allowed to go to the different theater companies and like audition for their plays?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Well, they're all independent and like they
Right.
work closely with Keanu Theater. Like that's the one thing that is really cool about Keanu is that they allow the space for all these local
Right.
companies to come in and rent the space and put on their own productions through Keanu Theater.
Okay.
And it's really, really cool. and fun.
Neat. That is interesting. Yeah, I've never understood like a theater company before.
Yeah.
So
Well, I still am learning about what it is because there's a lot of stuff on a laptop that, I will never see unless
Right.
I'm the one, the director, like reviewing the notes. I imagine it's a lot of research.
Right.
A lot of documentation.
Right.
You have to keep track of and stuff like that. So,
For some.
commend everybody.
right.
Other producers and
Yeah.
directors have it easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the-
producing
at-
studios. Yeah, like Twisted Gear Studio. That's another one that I know of that's local.
Okay,
at
interesting.
Barricades. I don't think they're theater company,
Yeah.
but they do a lot of like stuff like what you guys do.
Right.
Interviews and
Yeah.
production stuff. So that's really cool.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So how I've never been in a play and I never will be in one. It's just not my thing. I love to
Don't sell
watch
yourself
them.
shy.
Yeah.
You're a charismatic man. You never know.
Thank you. This is true.
You never know.
How much work, time, effort do you need to put in? Like from when you audition to when the play happens, what kind of timeline are you looking at in most cases?
About 6 to 8. Well, 8 weeks.
8
I would
weeks.
say like sometimes it's up to
Wow.
8 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
2 months. About 2 months.
And so
you're
how-
looking at 2-3 days a week.
That's what I was just gonna ask. How many
Yeah,
days a week?
2 days during the week, and sometimes depending on how large the play, how many people are in it,
Right.
how long the run is going to be, how technical the show actually is itself. Like, what are the elements of the show? Do you have things that are coming in on flies? Are you flying stuff in across the stage? Are you changing the
Right.
set as you're going? Like, what
Right.
elements are you changing throughout it? We have to work that into the time.
Yeah.
A lot of plays are about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, hour and 45.
Right.
So, with or without an intermission, now in 45 minutes. Like, I think this play is going to be around that. I'm not sure actually on the time.
Okay.
It's about an hour and a half or so. Don't quote me. It'll come
Yeah,
out.
it'll come out, yeah.
It'll come out for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah. that's-
How'd you get into this?
I am actually fairly new into the
Okay.
theater. I've only been doing it for 2019. Actually, I was in Evil Dead, the musical.
Okay.
Through the theater, just because one of the other
Right.
theater companies that are through here. We did that at SECPA, the Suncor Energy Center for Performing Arts Trinity. That was so much fun. That was the first theater thing that I'd ever done in my life. I mean, I've done Christmas concerts in school and like
Right.
stuff like that and drama and whatnot, but I'd never really done that. But I started doing drag in 2018, and then drag is kind of like hyper theater. I've been told many times to personify a character in oneself and then portray that character.
Right.
As acting,
Right.
in a sense. So I mean, I use that kind of applicable knowledge and then put that into a character. And I've always kind of been crazy, over the top personality. So it's just channel it.
Right.
And so
Right.
and I think it's really fun.
Okay. So with the characters that you've played so far, do you feel like when you're in these characters, are they like you? And so you're just like kind of, okay, I'm just putting my flair on this, or are they completely different from who you are, how you walk, how you talk, and then you really have to act? How's that been for you?
Well, this play that I'm in right now will be the first one that I have like actual like lines.
Okay.
The first one that I was in, I was like, it was called Evil Forces. I had some lines,
Yeah.
but I was like a demonic tree with a questionable appendage.
Okay.
Because it was
That's okay.
those who watched the play will understand.
A tree with legs?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That
Yeah.
one. But I had a lot of costume changes, and I had
Right.
a lot of stage placings where I had to, put a costume under a costume, and then take off a costume and come on stage, and then like add elements to this. So it was really, learning about what it is. It's a lot of work
Yeah, no
to
doubt.
be in some of those roles, even if I didn't have that many actual verbal lines.
Right.
I still had a lot. There was a lot of stuff, and it was really humbling.
Right.
Honestly,
Right.
I'm like, acting, you just got to remember a bunch of lines and
Right.
do this thing. But no,
No, that's right.
When you're in rehearsals and stuff like that, you got to know your cues for when people are moving. You got to hear them.
Yeah.
You're not going to say anything specifically. A door closes, a door opens.
That's right.
Things like that, like those kinds of elements that you have to
Yeah,
really
no
listen
doubt.
for and be attuned to. You never really think about it until you're in the situation.
Until you're in a situation. That's neat. Yeah, there's so much that goes behind it. And I know here in
so fun.
Fort McMurray, when I was here, like there was drama. Like I took drama as well. I really enjoyed it. But now you have like Holy Trinity that has this performing arts. Like kids can really get immersed in that before they become like an adult and then wanting to try it then. So I was just wondering where you're from, if that was a thing or arts weren't really a big
I
deal in
think
your
it
school.
was. I just wasn't involved when I was younger. Like
Okay.
before I left, I've been in Fort McMurray since I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I was, a young teenager. I thought I could rule. I was ruling the world. I knew everything.
That's
so,
right.
My time was spent doing things more recreational.
Yeah.
And not productive.
That's right.
To
That's right.
my creative
That's
self,
right. Yeah, fair enough.
if you will. To say that in the
Hey, listen, that's what you're supposed to do in your 20s. You're supposed to have fun and figure it out.
Yes.
Like,
I had fun.
so recently, and when I say recently, it was about a month ago now, there was a drag show here in town.
Yes.
Was it at the
Bianca.
Sarge? Where was not the
No, we
Sarge?
had
It
a
was
sh-
downtown.
Shell
The
place.
sorry.
McDonald's.
Shell place. I know.
Doesn't exist anymore. That's
Doesn't
like
exist anymore.
the M dealership.
Yeah. Oh, it was at Shaw Place. I thought
Yeah.
it was in
Shell.
shell place? I thought it was in Bailey's, like in the same whatever that hotel.
Yeah.
is called.
So okay, with COVID restrictions that came out after that, we were gonna have like the meet and greet and everything there.
Right.
But restrictions came out and things had to change, so we actually had a meet and greet at the Stonebridge, and
Right.
then drinks at Bailey's.
Oh, gotcha.
Till 11 because they're showing
Okay.
it around 10:30. So like booked it the hell back over there.
Right.
Had people, grab a couple of drinks. We look
Right.
prettier when you drink.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It looked like
had Priyanka down there and met all the people who had bought the VIP tickets.
right.
She was so fun.
It looked like it was a lot of people.
My God, it was like surreal to be and do that. To think like a local Fort McMurray drag performer opening. Well, yeah, like being on stage with a national, international drag. Like,
Right.
thank you so much, Oil Royals. I love you.
Yeah. It was a big deal. Like it was all over Facebook. I
Yeah.
saw it in stories.
Yeah.
People were posting
Well,
it.
we've been advertising for like 2 months before and
Yeah.
telling everybody about it, and it was a really big event. I'm really happy that it was really, really well received. And we also had Priyanka was here, but we had 2 other performers from Calgary come up as well, some burlesque performers, Bitch Sassity and Carla Marks. Yeah, drag and burlesque extraordinaires. Well,
Yeah.
burlesque extraordinaire. I don't know about the drag so much. Carla, if you're listening. No, I'm just kidding.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I was very I don't know what I was doing. I was at another event that night, so I couldn't participate.
No, that's all right.
But I will at the next one. I would like to.
Yes.
I really would like to come check it out.
Please do. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. We're drawing a larger and larger crowd with each and every show that we come.
Yeah.
That is put on.
Yeah,
So it's
I almost had tickets, because I had 2 friends who were going to it, and they both got COVID.
Oh,
and so that
no.
they're just like, hey, we got some tickets.
Yeah, and you want.
Do you want 1 or 2 for me and my wife to go? And anyways, I had something else. I don't know what else I had to go to, but it looked like a riot.
It was so fun. I know. I was really excited. My mom is really cool, and she comes to the majority of all my shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
She brings for nurse friends and sometimes from my family. And it was really cool this time. My nan was actually here with her, a couple of her really
Nice.
good friends, and my mom and one of my sisters. My nan's like almost 60.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was really awesome, and she had a great time. She's laughing, loving everything, and I'm like, see, and that's the kind of stuff that we want Fort McMurray to see when we put on these kinds of shows.
That's right.
It's like it's not just for the LGBT community.
That's
It's put
right.
on by but everybody. We want to
Everyone should.
love everybody. Everybody just wants to love and be creative. So
That's right.
come out,
Yeah,
come out.
yeah. That's awesome if your mom comes.
I know, I love it.
My
It's so
mom,
fun.
as a child, and still is, super supportive.
Yeah.
But like in the best and worst way ever. Like my mom used to come to sporting events, and she would really cheer me on.
Yeah.
But she would also trash talk the crap
Of the
out
other
of me.
team. Oh no.
Oh, not the other team, of me. And there was many games where referees kicked her out of the game.
Because she's like, work harder.
Work harder. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed.
What was that swing?
And but it made me
so
better.
cute.
And there's one story that I'll tell,
Also not.
and it's a true story. And so she'll probably say it's not, but this is true.
Mm-hmm.
She got kicked out of a soccer game at at Composite Field. And so the referee gave her the boot, so she had to go sit in her car. And how the field is at the field is here,
Yeah.
and then there's a hill,
Yes.
and the parking lot's there.
Yeah.
And so she went up and she sat in her van
And-
and just honked the horn and flashed the lights because
embarrassing.
she couldn't yell from that far. So
But
she's like, "Oh, I'm going to
They
tell
need
you if
to
you're
know.
messing up."
Yeah, you'll know that I'm saying something.
And my buddies and small town grew up here, so they all know. Like, Elliot, man, your mom's wilding out right now. I'm like, yep, but I better start playing better.
Yeah.
So having supportive
Nothing but, like, a
parents is
little
really
pressure.
cool. No, and she used to show up with air horns to small gyms and just
Amazing.
blow out people's eardrums. My mom's
Well,
awesome.
my mom does yell, so I mean, my air horn.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
Yeah,
Woo!
that's exactly it. So she's a big fan, and I it's.
Sorry about the mic
I
there.
used to get
My little
embarrassed when I was really young, but then I was like, man, my mom just really loves me, and she's here to support me. So I started
that's
to
important.
really love it, and even
Get
though
off of it.
even though some things might be a little bit embarrassing, I'm like, who gives a crap? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Go nuts, mom.
All of it, yeah.
So, and I know she'll watch this because she literally watches every single episode.
She was just looking out for you.
Yeah.
That's all.
She misses episodes sometimes because we put out 5 weeks. So she's like, Elliot, I just don't have the time. So on certain Friday nights, she sits down and we'll
Binges all of
binge
them.
watch
Nice.
6. So she'll watch this. Pam Pierre, she's the best. I love my mom. But Tanner keeps.
Good Pams in this environment.
Oh yeah, Pam.
Shout out to all the Pams.
There we go.
Pams, yeah.
So Tanner has a segment. You know what it's all about. It's the
Oh,
Mac
yeah,
City
the-
Minute. But before we get into the Mac City Minute, we got to give a shout out. Tanner, who are we shouting out?
Your denturist.
Oh yeah, McMurray Denture Clinic, right?
Yes.
That is the company, so we're shouting them out because they are a sponsor of the show. They are sponsoring the Mac City Minute. There's going to be an ad later on in the show, so big shout out to McMurray Denture Center, not clinic, McMurray Denture Center for helping support a local show like the Mac City Morning Show. If anybody else wants to help kick in some cash to keep us going, please and thank you. We'd love to take your donation. So
Totally worth it.
totally worth it.
You can tell it's authentic. Elliot's reading off his phone over there.
That's right. I totally forgot. I knew it was center or clinic, and I was like, I knew I was going to mess it up. So, but now we're talking about it
But you
even
didn't.
longer.
You nailed it.
So, anyways,
Denture
so
Clinic.
Mac City Minute brought to you by McMurray Denture Center. Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty. Question number 1 for you today. What would your dream theater role be?
Ooh, I mean, obviously, if I were to get really good at theater, Broadway, like somewhere large like that.
Question number 2. What is one thing about embodying a new character that you love the most?
Learning to think differently, like your character would, or trying to at least, like shifting your perspective and being like, oh, these are my shoes now. How would they see this?
Question number 3. What is something you take from working in the service industry that helps you in your theater journey?
Being polite, saying please and thank you, giving people space, asking permission to be touched.
Question number 4. What is one thing that most people don't know happens behind the curtain?
Secrets, obviously.
There you go. That's your answer.
Question number 5. What is one reason you think anyone would love to see you perform?
I mean, I'm really funny. I mean, in case you haven't really noticed. My mom always told me that, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm really funny. I don't know. I like to have a good show. I like to put on a good show. I like people to have fun and laugh and love each other, so that's why.
There you go.
And those have
Finger
been your
guns,
5
that's all.
questions.
There you go. Yeah, you're really funny, and as Tanner says, I'm really humble.
Yes, so humble.
I'm so
I'm
humble.
so humble.
Yeah.
I'm such a nice person.
My mom says I'm the best person in the world, and it's because of my modesty.
There you go.
That's
That's hilarious. So
Yeah,
we were hanging out at that Super Bowl party. You were working it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
crazy. That was
that
fun.
was a crazy. Like
It
there was
good.
a
It
lot of
busy.
people that showed
Yeah,
up.
I know. I was really excited for it.
Has it been that busy? It has. I have to assume in a while. Like
No, we're gaining.
yeah, and everything
coming
was
up.
done safe. If all the
Yeah.
rules were followed.
Yes, they were. Well, we
So-
still have the restrictions in place. So I
Yeah.
mean, at your table, no, but in between tables, yes.
Yeah,
For now.
that's right. But it was great to see that many people out.
Yeah,
Are
really
you into football at all?
I mean, every once in a while I watch it, but like while I'm working, I'm
Yeah.
not really watching the television.
That's right.
So
Fair
like
enough.
I'll pay attention to a few here and there. People are scoring. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, score a point. What would you like? Would you
That's
like another
right.
beverage? You
That's
want
right.
cheese on your? You want extra cheese on your nachos? Okay, great side of guac. No onions. Gotcha.
Right. Well, it's kind of like I talked to Ali at Thickwood Barbershop next to the Black Horse Pub.
Yeah.
Anyways, he there's always sports going on.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, do you watch sports? Like, how knowledgeable are you at sports? Because they're always on. He's like, man, it's on for everybody else.
Yeah, when
I'll
you sit
catch
there
things,
as a barber to
but
watch, occupy
yeah.
your time.
that's right. So I was thinking, like, at the Super Bowl, I'm like, you guys are working. Are you watching the halftime show?
That was a
or
cool halftime show, though. I did watch most of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
that was epic.
Yeah, it was so good.
If you're in a certain age demographic,
Yeah.
you're just like,
50
wow.
Cent Upside Down. I was like, yo, what?
Yeah, very cool.
That was
Very
50
cool.
Cent Upside Down, Dre playing the piano,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
Eminem taking a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that blew my mind, which was a total surprise, was you had Anderson Paak
know.
playing the drums. I was like, what? This is, yeah, it was
Mary
a
J.
great.
Blige. I was
great-
like, she
yeah.
sang for a while. Too.
She
I'm
did.
Like,
She did. Yeah, there was
love. All the
there was
soul in it.
a few women in the audience, like at the bar, who were losing their minds about Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
like losing
Yeah.
it. I was like, wow. So forced to be reckoned
So
with.
fun. Yo,
Yeah.
100%. She
Yeah.
is. She's a legend.
Yeah.
Always will be.
So listen, man, I got the watch tap from Tanner. So we're at the end of the show.
Thank you very
So
much.
thanks for coming in. Really do appreciate it. Please come back again. So always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. And next time you come back, you might be wearing some different clothing.
Well, yeah, that's
So-
considerably so.
Hopefully you do.
Maybe somebody else will take it. like,
Maybe,
spot.
maybe.
I'll just
So,
get bumped, maybe.
there we
Get
go.
bumped.
So listen, everybody at home for watching, thank you for tuning in. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much. I think everybody saw that opening Noral video. You guys heard about the Max City Minute video. And I know as soon as I'm done talking, you're going to see a clip from somebody else. So thank you for the sponsors for helping us do what we do. It really does mean the world to me. But it also means the world to me that you guys are tuning in every day. So thank you very much. I hope you're having a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hey guys, Karam here with McMurray Denture Center. A lot of people are surprised to hear this, but I'm born and raised here. So is this company. We're local, just like you. Come on in, we'll help you out.
What a deadly old way to end another morning show. Later, boss.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.